Long before air pollution, water pollution, and our environment became popular issues in the nation, Pennsylvania was busy taking care of its mine-scarred land and its mine-related air and water pollution through Operation Scarlift. Operation Scarlift has become a model for every mining state faced with restoring or maintaining the balance of nature without interrupting a major industry's contribution to the economy. This is the story of Operation Scarlift through the eyes and hearts of the people most directly affected, the officials, scientists, technologists, and citizens of Pennsylvania's coal country. They'll tell you how Pennsylvania is making polluted streams clean again, how millions of tons of burning coal refuse dumps are being extinguished to eliminate air pollution, and then leveled and made the foundation of new opportunity. How strip-mined areas are being transformed from blights to new land. How whole cities are experiencing a rebirth because of the action environment programs of Operation Scarlift. I'm H.B. Charnberry, Secretary of Mines and Mineral Industries of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We're here on the scene filming Operation Scarlift. This is a program to remove the scars of the coal mining industry of the past. Some of these scars are such as we see right here in central Pennsylvania, burning refuse bank, which creates an air pollution problem. Other scars are the mine drainage from abandoned coal mines, causing stream pollution, our scarred land from strip mining operations, our surface subsidence problems as a result of mine caving, and our underground mine fires, which create a public nuisance. Operation Scarlift is designed to remove these scars in order to make Pennsylvania a better place in which to live, to work, and to enjoy life.
I think they just want to see, get it so that you're using it. Everybody talks about environmental pollution and ecology. And here's an example right here of what our state is doing about it. You always knew when you were coming into Scranton because you could always smell the dumps. Here in the Scranton area, the state is really proving themselves by removing the column dumps that have been burning for years and years and years, at least 27 years that I know of. It's been a tremendous boon to not only everyone involved with the operation of businesses around here and everything, but to families and individuals. My son is a classic example. He's an asthmatic, and certainly sulfur fumes from the column dumps weren't any help. Before these dumps were burning at full speed, we used to hang clothes outside so they'd be fresh, but then they weren't that fresh anymore, so everybody bought dryers, automatic dryers. My dad hadn't had our home fixed for years until the column dumps were almost removed, and then he had to completely renovate it.
Most of the homes that are directly behind this bank in the lower section of Troop have suffered for 30 or 35 years of probably the worst type of pollution anyone could live into. I know many friends of mine who've lived in that section of the community had never had the opportunity to open their doors or windows during the hot summer months. And the smell, just that rotten egg smell that would penetrate the walls of their homes was more than some of those people could bear. I often wondered why many of them just didn't get up and get out. In the last year here off of this bank, with the fire being extinguished slowly but surely, the air along the river has been so much cleaner. You can come back down off of Route 81, going south from here, and if you top that mountain behind us, 2 or 3 years ago, this area was just a blue haze. Today, why, it's decent air again.
I'm Edward Dixon, president of Dixon Contracting Company. We're presently engaged in a bank elimination project sponsored by the Department of Mines. We've been working on this project 3 years and other projects for the state. And from all indications, this seems to be the most feasible method at this time to be used on these projects. The bank is washed into a lagoon by the water guns. The material goes into the lagoon and is picked up by the shovel, cast out. It is then picked up by carryalls and spread in an area to be compacted after extinguishment. There may be times he may pull some into it, but most of the material is washed down into the lagoon. There is times we will run into an area where the material is fused together from the heat and can't be washed in. It is hot fused material and must be pulled apart and down into the lagoon.
I'm Richard Lesser, employed by the Glenburn Colliery Incorporated as a surveyor. I live in Mount Carmel, and here at this operation, which is located in Shamokin, is the Glenburn Colliery, which is used for the separation of anthracite coal. Here we have refuse hauled to the top bank, where it's taken out in truck on the refuse bank. The bank's approximately 1 mile in length, 800 feet high. At different locations, this bank is burning and non-burning. Operation Scarlift has done various jobs in this area to isolate the fire.
As you have just seen, Operation Scarlift is an excellent example of how government, industry, and people can work together to solve environmental problems with funds provided by an aroused but enlightened public. Although you can't erase environmental scars left by more than 100 years of mistakes, Operation Scarlift already has initiated some 206 reclamation projects at a cost of $56 million throughout Pennsylvania's coal regions. An impressive beginning some people thought couldn't be done at any price. More than that, the lessons learned from the work done not only have applications for every mining state in the Union, but, and this is most important, it already has resulted in cleaner water, purer air, and a more luxurious land for all our citizens. And that is what Operation Scarlift is all about.
My name is Marina Cacaro, and I live here at 724 Shady Side Drive in West Mifflin, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh, in western Pennsylvania. And I live next door to these two homes that subsided, and I, for one, can tell you just what a horrifying experience it was. These poor people have lost everything. My heart really bleeds for them, and it could have been me or any one of the other people on this street. And to my knowledge, they've had no recourse. But we, the other people on the street, have been a little bit more fortunate because the state came in and filled up the voids that they found with fly ash. And we feel a lot safer than we did before.
I have been most fortunate to have been the Executive Deputy Secretary of the Department of Mines and Mineral Industries during the period of time that Operation Scarlift has been initiated. There are actually two big underground problems we are solving with Operation Scarlift: mine subsidence, or cave-ins, and underground mine fires. Subsidence, for example, is a problem in Wilkes-Barre and Scranton, as well as Pittsburgh, as we have seen. Right here, engineers study both surface and underground maps to pinpoint problem areas. An underground mine fire can be a pretty terrible experience. Operation Scarlift is hard at work now, correcting the situation all over the state. Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania is a very good example.
I'm Dennis Annebach, a resident of Mount Carmel, and I'm also a senior at Bucknell University. Along with some of my classmates, we've been studying the mine fire operation here under the Scarlift operation of Pennsylvania, and I feel it's going to be a great boon to the community for two obvious reasons. The first is the safety factor. By doing this, it will inhibit the fire and keep it from spreading into Mount Carmel and enable the town to maintain its integrity. Also, we'll be able to use the land for development for manufacturing and plants so that they would bring back employment back in the area and help to pick up the economy.
We have approximately 40 underground mine fires which have not even been touched as far as extinguishment is concerned.
Cedar Avenue in Scranton used to be the main road through a nice neighborhood in the city, until it erupted into trouble, forcing families to abandon their homes because of the deadly gases from the fire. Operation Scarlift is correcting these tragic conditions, such as we see here, where this completed project will return the abandoned Cedar Avenue area to useful purposes.
Operation Scarlift is starting to restore 3,000 miles of once clear streams, which are now heavily polluted with mine drainage as a result of more than 100 years of unrestrained coal mining.
We have been concerned for many years in our research and academic programs with activities associated with environment and the control of various pollution areas. This includes water, air, and land pollution. As part of our water pollution program, here at Hollywood in Clearfield County, we have constructed an experimental mine drainage treatment facility designed to study various processes in the treatment of coal mine drainage. Such processes are designed to control the acidity content and to remove the iron and aluminum content of these polluted waters so that they may be applied by operating groups to meet the state requirements. Not only can we study the overall process, but we are equipped to control and measure the quality of the water throughout each individual process. We are designed to study the power requirements, the labor requirements, and thus the overall economics of these situations. We will be prepared to provide the governmental agencies and the industry with engineering processes which can be best applied to any particular mine drainage as may occur either in Pennsylvania or throughout the coal-producing areas of our nation.
My name is Charlie Zink. I'm Vice President of the Blue Coal Corporation, and we are here at the Wanami 19 mining complex. This treating facility is the largest single lime neutralization treating facility in the Commonwealth. It is the only one in the anthracite area. Water is pumped from the mines through a reactor where it is treated with lime, aerated, and discharged into twin lagoons where the acid has been neutralized. The iron then settles into the lagoons and is continuously pumped by means of floating pumps to a strip pit where it is then settled out and buried. The Commonwealth has a stake in this Operation Scarlift to abate problems from abandoned mines. We also have a stake in this environmental program where we can better our operations. By that, we are certainly in accord with stream pollution, abatement of stream pollution, in accord with clean air.
Everybody's talking ecology, pollution. Here we have an action program, Operation Scarlift, doing something about it, probably for 10 years in the state of Pennsylvania.
I'm Ted Thompson, on location with the Operation Scarlift film crew at the famous Horseshoe Curve in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
For about 100 years, we've had contamination as a result of mine drainage up there, up in this valley here, and up in those hills. And as a consequence, much of the water which we're drinking now is, although it's potable, it's very high in manganese and iron and doesn't meet the state standards. But more important, all of this water is unusable because it's, we just can't treat it. And we're talking about possibly 6 to 7 million gallons per day of wasted water. I think probably the greatest advantage of this entire project will be the availability of some 15 million gallons of water per day, which compares to the 6 million plus that we're using today, and I believe will provide the impetus for new industry and business to come into the Altoona area.
In the Hollidaysburg watershed, we have already completed one restoration project, that is the Department of Mines has. And we've just been informed in the last couple days that the Bellwood project, which will restore approximately 112 acres of abandoned strip mine area, which is polluting the Bellwood water supply, this contract will be, the bids will be open very shortly. And now with this project underway, all acid mine drainage problems in Blair County will have been eliminated when these projects are completed.
Operation Scarlift in Pennsylvania is really a great beginning. It's going to mean a great cleanup job in many of the river basins here as a result of our water shortage and the great amount of pollution we have in southwestern Pennsylvania. It's one of the most precious commodities we have in our whole life, and this is a great start for us.
Operation Scarlift here in Pennsylvania is developing new techniques at restoring mined out land, destroyed land, and recovering our streams. We're setting a model here for the entire nation. We're doing things that hadn't even been thought of about 10 years ago. We're about 10, 15 years, I would say, ahead of any other state in the Union on working on new techniques on restoring mined land.
I'm Senator Don Osterling from Butler and Lawrence County. We're in Moraine State Park, which is totally within my district, comprising about 16,000 acres of state park land. Lake Arthur has about 40 miles of shoreline, 3,200 acres of water. The Scarlift program was very vital to this state park land in that we had 104 deep mines and 33 active strip mines in the area, which had to be reclaimed. So you can see the importance of the Scarlift program when you consider that after having spent $3 million, we have a facility now that is going to provide recreation for over 3 million people a year in the Moraine State Park area.
We are viewing the results, the end results of a Scarlift project. This is the reclamation of 55 acres of stripped area located along the shore of Lake Arthur, Moraine State Park. Following the restoration of the spoil piles, the area was seeded and mulched and then planted to trees. As you can see, we have been successful in this effort. Operation Scarlift began here 2 years ago. This is the first project of its kind in the Commonwealth. We are coming to a deep mine opening that was sealed under Operation Scarlift. This program was to completely abate the acid water that was coming from a deep mine complex. The mine itself had been operated prior to World War I. Since that time, it has been contributing acid water to the Muddy Creek watershed.
I am John Demshock, Executive Director of the Monoy Area Joint Industrial Corporation, better known as MAGIC. MAGIC was very much interested in having the Department of Mines initiate Operation Scarlift for here at the MAGIC Industrial Park at Delano, Pennsylvania, the purpose of which was to attract industry for our area. The area we are now looking at was a former strip mine operation. Because of Operation Scarlift, we're able to remove unsightly overburden banks and fill in the former strippings which were located here. Because of this, we were able to attract 3 given industries, one of which was Sealy, a national known company, manufacturer of Sealy mattresses. To the west of that plant is the Filmex operation. This operation is primarily a plastic film-making operation. It employs approximately 45 people at the present time. Directly west of the Sealy plant is the Schultz's plant, a tire retread manufacturing operation. This operation has a projection of 200 employees. Because of Operation Scarlift, there now is available an additional 80 acres of ground. This means that MAGIC will have a potential of 5 to 6 industrial sites.
I'm R.B. Bud Rickard, editor-publisher of the Phillipsburg Daily Journal. I'm standing here at Coldstream Area Dam, where we have one of our community's most valued recreation centers. Daily, during the summer months, anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 youthful swimmers, family members, enjoy the privileges of free community recreation. The facilities of the dam have greatly been improved in the past 5-6 years through many efforts of state agencies, in particular the Department of Mines. The most recent valuable improvement, I would say, has been a Department of Mines project which has diverted sulfur pollution from a number of open pit mining operations upstream. This ditch, which runs approximately 1 mile from the point where we're standing, takes off all incoming sulfur and diverts it around the recreation area, which has now been improved to the point that for the first time in at least 20 years, fish life is now in the making. And we have practically pure, clean water here now, to say, for the first time in more than 25 years.
One of our proudest moments in Operation Scarlift was the day we completed extinguishment of the burning Marvin Coal Refuse Bank, which had been creating an air pollution problem for more than 30 years. I talked with former Governor Bill Scranton on that day.
You hear that, Mike? Officially extinguished. He just announced it. Thanks, Doctor.
Beach since back in 1961, when we got the first appropriation in Congress for you to do the research to get this kind of work done. It's been a great 9 years. All we want is another 9 years like it.
Well, I hope we're able to have another 9 years and make the progress in the next 9 years that we've made in this 9 years.
Well, not only with the elimination of the comb bank fire such as this one, but also the effort that you're doing underground with the flushing to have no more mine caving, the underground mine fires over in Cedar Avenue and other parts of the anthracite and bituminous areas. All of this program, which has been enormous in amounts of money, but we thank heaven under the $500 million fund, we can do a great deal more of it as time goes on. And I think the whole state of Pennsylvania owes you a great debt of credit for the tremendous work that you've put into this as one of the few people that's had the vision to see it could be done.
Long before environmental protection became fashionable nationally, Pennsylvanians were doing something about it. First, we passed laws to require active coal operators to restore lands previously ruined by strip mining. Then, we strengthened our model Clean Streams Law to prevent acid mine pollution of our streams from either deep or strip mines. Finally, 3 years ago, the people of Pennsylvania themselves voted to begin a 10-year Project Environment by approving a $500 million conservation bond issue designed to both restore and protect our precious natural resources. A part of that money is now being used to eliminate land and water pollution from mines long abandoned, as well as to end air pollution from both underground mine fires and burning comb banks. In Pennsylvania, we call it Operation Scarlift.